They came back, the same alien empire that nearly wiped out humanity once before. This time, they brought 300 warships to finish the job. They expected a fight. They expected resistance. Instead, their ships just started disappearing. No explosions, no survivors. Because humanity didn't plan to win this war, they planned to make sure it could never happen again. The Sentinel array came online at 0400 hours, and the galaxy held its breath. Admiral Jasper Coltrane stood in the observation deck of Earth's orbital command station, watching 73 points of light materialize beyond Neptune's orbit. The Krythian hegemony had returned. 300 warships, each one capable of glassing a continent. They'd come once before, 60 years ago, turned half of Mars into a crater field, and left humanity clinging to survival by its fingernails. They'd also left behind their wounded. Humanity had learned. "Sir, they're broadcasting." Lieutenant Ramos didn't look up from her console. "Same message as last time. Unconditional surrender or annihilation." Coltrane's jaw tightened. His daughter had been born on Mars, in the underground colonies that grew from those ruins. She'd never seen an open sky. "How long until they're in range?" 16 hours. More than enough. He turned to the woman standing beside him, Dr. Evelyn Strand, whose tired eyes held secrets that made governments nervous. "Is it ready?" She nodded slowly. "It's been ready for 20 years. The question is whether we're ready." The Sentinel array wasn't a weapon in any traditional sense. Humanity had dissected the Krythian dead, mapped their neural pathways, decoded the quantum entanglement that linked every member of their species to their hive ships. The array didn't fire projectiles or beams. It didn't need to. It simply told the universe that Krythians had never existed at all. Executor Vrenthal watched the blue world grow larger on his tactical display, appendages twitching with anticipation. The humans had fought well during the First War, surprisingly well, but they'd been primitives, divided. Now they were unified under one planetary government, but that only meant one target instead of 200. "Deploy the Vanguard," he commanded, his throat sacs pulsing with each word. "I want their orbital defenses reduced to debris within the hour." 40 ships broke formation, accelerating toward Earth's moon. Vrenthal had commanded fleets for 3 centuries, when he'd conquered 17 species. Humans were clever, yes, but cleverness without overwhelming force was just elaborate suicide. The Vanguard crossed the lunar threshold and vanished, not destroyed, not scattered, simply gone, as if they'd been erased from reality's canvas. Vrenthal's secondary eyes dilated in confusion. "Report." "No debris field, Executor. No energy signatures. They're not there anymore." Impossible. Vrenthal had seen star killers and quantum torpedoes. He'd witnessed the Void-class weapons that unraveled matter itself. This was something else, something that defied every tactical doctrine in the hegemony's records. "All ships, withdraw to..." The Sentinel array pulsed again. 73 ships became 49. Coltrane felt sick. The display showed Krythian vessels winking out of existence, on their crews of thousands simply ceasing to be. Strand had warned him, but seeing it was different. "They're breaking formation," Ramos reported, retreating toward the Oort cloud. "Let them go," Coltrane said quietly. Strand shook her head. "You don't understand. Once we activate the array, it doesn't differentiate between hostile ships and civilian populations. If even one Krythian remains in our solar system, the quantum cascade will continue until what? Until every Krythian in the galaxy is retroactively erased from causality. Every one of them. Past, present, future. The observation deck went silent. Coltrane thought of Mars, of the cities that would never have been destroyed, of his daughter, who might have grown up under an open sky, of the millions who died screaming in the First War. He thought of the Krythians, too. And they're young. They're artists. The ones who'd voted against the war in their hive councils. Yes, Strand had learned about those, too. Can we stop it? Not anymore. The cascade has begun. It'll take 6 hours to propagate across quantum space. But once it does, she gestured at the display, where Krythian ships were vanishing by the dozen. They'll never have existed. Executor Vrenthal was screaming orders when his reality began to unravel. He felt his memories fracturing. Campaigns he'd commanded, worlds he'd conquered, all of it dissolving like frost under a sun he'd never see. His crew was shouting, their voices distorting, stretching thin across dimensions that shouldn't exist. His last coherent thought was a question. What kind of species weaponizes existence itself? Then he was gone, for Earth sensors registered 0 hostile contacts at 12:47 hours. Coltrane stood alone in the observation deck, watching the empty space where an armada had been. Behind him, Strand was already being escorted away by security. The tribunal would want answers. The Galactic Council, if any members survived contact with humanity now, would demand explanations. But the galaxy had learned something today. Humanity didn't just fight. It remembered, it studied, it adapted. And when something tried to destroy it twice, humanity didn't settle for victory. It settled for never again. Ramos approached quietly. "Sir, we're receiving transmissions from the outer territories. The Vryn Concordat is offering alliance. The Sithari Empire is requesting a non-aggression pact. They all want to make sure we don't point that thing at them," Coltrane finished. He felt ancient suddenly, tired beyond measure. Outside, Earth turned peacefully in the void, unaware that it had just become something new. Not victims, not warriors. Something far more terrifying. A species that could make you wish you'd never been born.